Hey y'all, TRG here, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to briefly talk about the severe weather potential today, tomorrow, and into the remainder of this week. We'll also go over the potential for severe weather towards the latter half of May, which may be significant. Let's go right ahead and go into today's video. So we'll just start with our 500 millibar wind speeds here. Let's go ahead and pull this out. So today on Sunday, we're looking at the potential for some severe weather out in that jet stream area. Now, it shouldn't be significant as aside from the hail threat. We may have isolated large hail around the realms of 2-inch in diameter, which is considered significant. Not expecting much tornadic activity. However, we do already have a tornado. Watch out for the potential of a tornado or two. Not expecting any strong tornadoes today. Just a brief tornado or two can't be completely ruled out. Then we go into tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be one of, if not the most notable day out of today and tomorrow, and of course yesterday's severe threat as well. We already have a jet stream here on the GFS model run. You can see it's honestly pretty strong. This isn't really much of an impressive trough. You know, you've got a positively tilted trough here, but it's still going to be able to get a grasp on the environment, which is going to increase the threat for all hazards. I do think that the potential for 80-mile-an-hour winds, maybe even upwards of 3-inch hail, and a couple tornadoes will be possible, and I wouldn't fully rule out a strong tornado, but I am a bit uncertain on exactly how high in that strong tornado potential will be. Most likely, we're looking at storms firing tomorrow with the greatest tornado potential, and then the hail potential, and then they'll grow upscale into a line with potentially 80-mile-an-hour winds and a couple embedded weak tornadoes. That's what I'm looking at for tomorrow, which is Monday. Then we go into Tuesday, and it's really the same ordeal, except for a little bit stronger. You can see this stronger belt of flow out here, still the positively tilted trough ejection, so nothing too impressive, but this is going to leave a very untapped environment out here in southeastern portions of the U.S. that will be like Georgia, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, maybe even into the Piedmont Triad area of North Carolina as well, but that should really be focused over Georgia. I think it's going to have the biggest potential with this. Before we continue on into the rest of today's video, I ask that you guys please go ahead and hit the like button and share this video with your family, friends, and on social media. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell set to all so you know when I go live or upload a video. Let's go ahead and continue with today's video. Our next trough to watch here is going to be on May 17th, which is the upcoming Friday this week. You can see this very large belt of flow. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything too significant, but again, we'll have to just wait and see. We could easily end up seeing a significant severe weather event on either the 16th, 17th, maybe even in the into the 18th of May as well. So I'll be watching it very, very closely. But neither one of these look like any widespread significant severe weather in the terms of the tornado threat. A lot of them look like big wind threats and big hail threats, but the tornado threats seem to be at least on a little bit of the tamer side. I don't know if they'll be exactly very low, but they should still be present. Just they shouldn't be, you know, outbreak potential, but still there. Then we go on into May 19th here. The GFS has a shortwave, so we'll watch out for the potential of severe weather up there, and I do think that is actually a possibility. A lot of other models hint towards the potential of a sneaky severe weather setup on May 19th, which is a week from today, next Sunday. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. If it ends up being anything too over the top, I will definitely be talking about it later down the line. And then our next severe weather episode looks to be around the time frame of May 21st out here towards the Great Plains and the southwestern side of the United States. I should really say the southwestern side of the plains here. So we'll keep an eye out on that. That could end up being a bit more of a significant threat. So a lot of these just seem like wind and hail threats. I don't see any too over the top tornado threats with these dates just yet. Here's the HRRR's simulated reflectivity. By the time you're watching this video, these storms are going to be going into south central Louisiana. So that's probably going to be our biggest tornado threat of the day. Then we're going to go ahead and go towards tonight, and we'll see the potential for an isolated thunderstorm out here. Maybe some large hail, isolated damaging winds. Not expecting much of a tornado threat, but a very weak tornado can't be completely ruled out. Then we'll go into tomorrow, which I think is going to be a bit more of a notable day. But before that, actually, into early Monday, so that's early tomorrow morning, we may actually see a bit of hailers out here are very much present out there in Mississippi as we go towards the time frame of 4 or 5 a.m. late tonight tomorrow morning. So we'll keep an eye on that for the potential of significant wind and hail. Should once again be a minimal tornado threat there as well. Then we'll go into Monday afternoon. I think this is going to be the biggest day in a little while here. I don't really see another big severe event like this possibly until Friday. So throughout most of the midweek, we should be a bit more on the tamer side of things, but tomorrow is going to most likely be one of the more notable days, to the point where I do plan on doing an extensive amount of coverage tomorrow, which is Monday. We'll probably start around the time frame of 3-4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. That way you get notified when I go live for that severe threat. And that's probably going to pack, like I said, 80-mile-an-hour winds. I'm expecting them to upgrade this to an enhanced risk. Once those storms first fire off towards the time frame of, this looks to be about 11 a.m. noon Eastern time. That's when your tornado threat and wind threat should be present as well. More higher tornado threat there, but still, like I said, nothing too over the top at all with the tornado threat. So basically, out of most of these days, what we're looking at is damaging winds with the embedded potential of a weak tornado and very to extremely large hail. So hail, wind, and weak tornadoes look to be the story in most of the U.S., at least for people who are under those severe weather threats. Then we go on into Tuesday, and we have to lower our resolution here just a little bit. But you can see on Tuesday, we do end up seeing a few thunderstorms out in this warm sector, according to the NAM3K model run here Tuesday night at about 7-8 p.m. Eastern. So we'll keep an eye on it. But right now, like I said, I don't see Tuesday being too big, but it could very easily uptrend. Like I said, if tomorrow ends up being significant, it could just carry right on into Tuesday morning, and then an additional round Tuesday night could be significant as well. So definitely want to keep an eye on Tuesday. And then after that, like I said, it'll probably be Friday before we see anything notable in the U.S. in regards to severe weather. So we should have a pretty quiet Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday will probably ramp up again. So just to show you guys the supercell composite for Wednesday, there's no organized severe weather anticipated. Thursday, I'm watching for the potential of an isolated thunderstorm or two to fire out here towards central Texas, but I don't see anything too over the top with that as of now, so we'll just monitor that. And then Friday, like I said, I think Friday is going to be our next big severe weather threat, and it's probably going to be in the exact same area as what we're looking at for Monday's severe threat, which is tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on Friday, and then Saturday, hopefully things calm down. But Saturday into Sunday, we'll be watching for a severe threat on the northern side of the Great Plains. And then as we go into Monday and Tuesday, we're going to start watching that next trough that pulls through towards Oklahoma and Texas. And then as we go on into Wednesday, that should move off into the southeast. And this shows it being quite over the top and extensive for all hazard potential. I don't know if it will be that extensive and that impressive, but right now the model runs are showing quite a considerable severe threat unfolding late next week, or I should say middle to late next week. So we'll just keep an eye on it. A lot of stuff's going to still change, so all we can really do is just take this one system at a time. So here's our SPC outlook for today. We've got a level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. That is a slight risk yellow area for severe weather today. Also another area up here towards Wisconsin. I don't see any of these really being much of an issue. The tornado threat is present, like I said, out here towards Louisiana. By the time you're watching it, this video here, we're only going to have a very small portion of that 5% remaining. Probably out there towards Baton Rouge and Lafayette is where our highest tornado threat will be by the time you're watching this at 5 o'clock. And then the 2% tornado risk extends all the way up towards southwestern Kansas here. But again, I really don't see it being too much of an issue whatsoever for today. Wind threat is 15%. It shouldn't be much of an issue. We've pretty much already passed most of that wind threat. And the hail threat, we could see an isolated large hail threat out here towards Abilene. Then as we go into tomorrow, which is Monday, we've got a more broad and larger slight risk for severe weather, level 2 out of 5. I expect this to be upgraded to an enhanced risk for probably a pretty good chunk of that level 2 risk area. This would probably, if we see an upgrade, include areas like Houston, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Louisiana, probably out there towards Vicksburg, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama will probably get inside that enhanced risk if the SPC decides to upgrade to it. But regardless of if they don't or not, we do have a large 2% and 5% tornado risk here. But again, I still think that's going to be on the lower side of things. I would be quite shocked to see them upgrade any of these days to a significant tornado threat. Wind threat is, of course, hatched. We've got a 15 significant chance for damaging winds, 70 to possibly even 80 miles per hour out there. I expect them to upgrade that as well, and we could be looking at another potential derecho for tomorrow night. Hail threat is already a very large 15 hatched area as well, so quite the big threats for tomorrow, and we'll probably be covering that for multiple hours here on this channel. Now, day 3, we have a broad marginal level 1 out of 5 for severe weather. Nothing too over the top, 5% chance for overall severe weather chance there. I wouldn't be surprised to see them introduce a small slight risk somewhere up towards Georgia, Alabama. But I don't really think Tuesday is going to be too notable. But again, it could easily uptrend and then boom, surprise, it's a slight risk. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, and I will keep you guys posted here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, have shared this with your family, friends, and on social media, as well as hit the like button on today's video. And I will see you guys in another live stream and or another video. Have a great rest of your day and or night. Goodbye.